It is Friday, July 14th, 2017. Oh, you can see I'm actually out at parking lot out here at Walmart. Got the fan off right now, which I'm gonna have to turn on in a minute because it is like hot. I wonder how hot it is actually in here. Let's take a look. Let me unplug this phone here. It's currently 86 degrees and 86.5 degrees Fahrenheit inside the van right now. Clock says it's 5 o'clock, but it's actually about 6 a.m. In case you haven't figured it out, I am back in the van. After my incident the other day and night where it rained and rained and rained and rained, and the yurt flooded and kept flooding. I ended up having to camp inside the tent inside the flooded yurt that night. I tried to bail out the water and got the water down, and then it started raining again and more rain came in, and it was just horrendous. I'm still exhausted from it. Came to the conclusion that the big thing everybody was worried about, which was the leaking roof, which did leak, but not too badly, wasn't the problem. The problem is, or was, and is still, the area where we built the yurt goes underwater when it rains and rains and rains and rains. There's not adequate drainage. The ground got so soaked, water saturated the ground. Now the problem is the yurt area itself, even though it's on somewhat high ground, it's not high enough. And when the water got saturated, even though the yurt itself wasn't leaking, the ground, the way water works, if you think about it, think of a glass of water, okay? Water has a certain level that it sits at, and it even goes up a little higher than that through capillary action. Well, the whole ground is like dirt inside a glass, and then when you pour water in it, even if you don't pour it on one spot, but you pour it on another spot, the spot that was dry will eventually get wet when the water table rises. And that's what happened to the yurt. The entire floor went underwater by about 3 or 4 inches of water. And it wasn't just a yurt. It was the entire area surrounding Camp Freedom 2. That's a problem. The only real solution that I can think of is to raise the ground like they do other houses around here in Palm Bay. I'll tell you this, I have a lot more respect for people who build houses and design houses nowadays, especially in a flood zone. It explains why all the houses here in Palm Bay are built on mounds. You know, they dump a lot of dirt down, and the houses are up by as much as like 4 to 8 feet in the air. It's to make it so that where you build the house, when the ground becomes saturated with water, your house isn't sitting in water or underwater. Now, sadly, Yurt 2.0, I can't do that too because it's already been built. And the only real way to fix it would be to raise up the ground. You know, some of you had suggested raising up the yurt on pallets and stuff like that, the flooring. Even then, it would still flood underneath, and you would have water just flowing, free-flowing right underneath the yurt. I was so exhausted that the